Hi, it is October 27th, and this is lesson 4 for songwriting and brainstorming ideas for songs. And in the last lesson, I talked about concept development and what things I wanted to change with the lyrics and maybe add a little more of a picturesque description to some part of it, and most of it I actually did save. I changed the word thinking to start the song and to end it, but in the second verse I mentioned the word thinking, or thinking or think 4 times in just a few sentences, but that is sort of intentional because when you think about something, you're not speaking it, you're thinking it. It's a thought. And so it was sort of a slight emphasis on using the word thinking and sort of deliberately making it at the forefront. Thinking, I've been thinking you think too much. And we've heard that saying before too, and probably someone came up with it because because the whole idea of thinking you think too much is sort of a pun in a strange sense. And then I had the line, that means I think too much. So it's all this whole idea of just thinking versus action, or taking action on a situation. And you have to pardon my voice because I don't know what happened overnight, but something happened. And I haven't lost it because I was practicing, because unfortunately I haven't had any time to practice at all. And so I haven't been singing at all. And I don't know if I ate something, drank something, or just slept wrong last night because I'm very hoarse this morning, or tonight. So anyway, so when I tried to sing this and when I tried working on this, I hadn't gone back to work on this since the last couple of days ago when I did my lesson 3. And when I started to sing this, I wasn't hitting my notes and my voice is sounding like I had laryngitis. So I'm going to just go forward with this anyway. The way I sound as it is, because I at least want to show you some of the a short amount of work that I did on that and sort of the process. And basically what I did not do is I didn't fit the entire new lyrics into the old harmony completely. I sort of wanted to look at the chorus, and because that's where I made a lot of the lyrical changes. And actually, I also had my lyrics stolen. Well, I should say stolen or lost, because I don't know what happened to them, but I had them with me this morning and they're not anywhere in my possessions now. So what happened to those lyrics, I have no idea. But I have sort of a rough draft copy, which I'll still show you. I have sort of the original still. Well, I do have the original still. And here is that paper. It's got a lot of things on the other side, and used it as a placemat too. And then here were some of the ideas that I generated for the concepts. And I had to go back to I went back to one of my videos that I just made to see how I wrote out exactly the lyrics of the guitar. And so this is sort of a copy, basically, of what I wrote out earlier on the draft, without the little word audience there, because that was just a thought idea for myself, a note. And one thing that you might notice that I added is here in this first one. You will see I have a bunch of lines going across here, like separating lines in between. And it's because has to do with meter. And, you know, in music theory, I guess, rhythm. And I have to confess, I have written a ton of songs. It's a big confession. But I don't know, you know, what is 2/4 time, what is 4/8 time, what is 4/4 time is pretty regular and standard. 3/4 time, I've actually used and been told it was 3/4 time without, you know, knowing. And I also have used a lot of, also kind of gone all over the place. Like, you know, I really wanted to write an opera one time, at one time in my life. And I liked being able to change the rhythm and everything around a little bit and making things into a longer piece. But I don't know, I've never known music theory. And so sometimes what I did when I was younger is I would still know that everything that came to me was instinctual and natural. And I say, well, it was instinctual and natural, but of course I had this base of having heard other songs and people sing them and the kind of form that they used, and I guess it just sort of got incorporated into my mind. And when I'd sing something, it just ended up taking on its own rhythm without my pre-planning it, you know. And so, but sometimes I would go back and I'd change some words and I'd think, okay, well, does that fit the same meter of this other line? Because I could at least tap something out and say, for example, run, see, well, that's not going to work. I don't know if I can, don't want to be like a director here, but I feel really weird doing that. But I don't know how else to explain. So, okay, so run, run. Oh, that's too low, and I've lost my voice, so I can't go that low now. Run. That's not the right key. Run. Run, run. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. Run, run. I wouldn't spend too much time thinking about a little place you might go to. That's not exactly like the original. The words are not fitting into the meter perfectly, but what I'm doing with my hands is sort of like, there is sort of a, with each line there's close to 16 spaces or whatever. So for example, okay, here's my little conductor stick, and so run, run, I wouldn't spend too much time. And I think what I might do is, it's so much easier if I have something playing with me at the same time, and then I can count it out and demonstrate while the music's playing. But right now I don't have a tape recorder that's working. The outlet, the cord, the electrical cord got stolen. Seriously. And so I still have to get a new cord for this tape recorder that I have. And if I taped it and then played it, I could at least show you this meter, but it's sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's kind of a 3/4, and then I think the original way I was singing was more like 4/4, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I changed to the next word quickly there. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see that is pretty much on that first line or stanza. Sort of have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is, you know, approximating 16 beats is how I thought of it, you know, as a kid. So then the next lines pretty much follow that, and I didn't plan that. It's just sort of how instinctually I knew the verses kind of should match up somehow in space. So then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you see, it's sort of this like a 16 beats type of a deal here. And there are 4. It goes to in the first one that I did, it is sort of the 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 verses of those 16 beats. And when I changed it a little bit, I ended up with more words, and I ended up with, here it's 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then I have 4 and 5. And you know, when I tried singing those words into that section, they don't all want to fit in that amount of space, and I don't think that they need to. So then, as I was singing it along sort of with the same melody, I came up with a new sort of internal rhyme, because the internal rhyme will often unconsciously go with your rhythm that comes about. I mean, if I change my lines from 4 to 5, or from 5 to 4 lines, and shorten it up, it may change how I space other words, which means that could change the order of wording and where my internal rhymes are cueing into each other. Because, let's see. Okay, so an example of an internal rhyme would be, don't spend too much time, that time sound. Thinking pennies fall from the sky, and time. They both are hitting on that same time, that I'm sound, and sky, is this I sound. So those are kind of matching up a little bit and creating an internal, what ends up being an internal rhyme, which is nice because sometimes that will kind of chord your words together, or string your words together like beads in a necklace, actually. And and it's not necessarily a rhyme at the end of each line specifically. So then when I change things, as I said, some of the words changed a little bit, and I did change things a little bit to instead of run, find out the direction, and then as you go, there's no such thing as perfection, which was too many words. I thought maybe I should say run, and I like keeping it at run, because then it's a duality for the chorus, which is a nice hook, quote unquote a hook. It's something that's a device that is nice to sing. Again, it's repeatable. It helps people feel like they can sing a song along with you faster than they might anyway otherwise. So but I thought I might get rid of one of these runs and just do run and then extend it, and then the direction will come to you as you go. And so I changed it, instead of find out the direction, run, find out the direction, I changed it to run, the direction will come to you as you go. And that come, leading from the run, is another sort of an internal rhyme that I thought would kind of put those things together a little bit. So I'm pretty much out of time, and this is just really showing like worksheet work and kind of the messy part of things. So next time I will sing this out to you, the 2 different ways, and then you can tell me what you think, or I might come up with a different idea, who knows. But okay, this is the end of lesson 4, and I'll see you next time.